Welcome to Man H4ck. Today we are going to master one of the most powerful tools in ethical hacking, that is Nmap. By the end of this tutorial, you will know how to scan networks, discover devices, find open ports, detect services, and map an entire attack surface, all legally and safely. So let's get started. So what's Nmap? Nmap stands for Network Mapper. It's one of the most widely used network scanning tools that's used in cybersecurity. Ethical hackers use it to discover hosts, find open ports, detect services and versions. Also, they can identify vulnerabilities and also map networks. Let's first begin with the basic installation of Nmap. So I'm on my Parrot OS right now. So it's a Linux machine. Usually on Linux, you can use the apt-get uh, package manager to just install your nmap. So the command goes like this. First we update and then sudo apt get install nmap. Just put in your password. So you can see that it's already installed on mine. So distros like Parrot or Kali Linux usually have it installed. And if you are a Windows user, you can just go to nmap.org and then go to downloads. Yeah, and you can see that you have a downloader for Windows over here, and you can go ahead with installing that. Now let's get back into our nmap. So now let's get started with the basics. We can just hit nmap, and as soon as you hit the command as nmap, you can see a lot of stuff appearing. So this is basically the help menu that nmap gives by default when you don't mention any other option over here. First, let's get to know our IP address. So you can use this command on usually a Linux machine to get your IP, and on Windows it would be ipconfig. Yeah. So this command will give you your IP address. So just copy that. Yeah. The first scan that we will be doing is a ping scan. So a ping scan is basically used to find out the live hosts on my particular network. So I'm just feeding in my network. So this is my IP address and this is my subnet mask. So yeah, so you can see all the hosts that are up. So there is 192.168.1, dot 03, dot 04, and dot 06. So 06 is my current machine, and this would be my home router or my default gateway. And maybe this is my Windows machine, and this is my phone, which is connected to the same network. So you can see that using the ping scan, we could find out the the live host on the particular network. Yeah. Next up, let's find out the ports on the particular host. For this one, this is it. Okay, this is my Windows machine, I think, because it has a firewall. That's why it's blocking all my ports. Yeah, I have also set up a vulnerable Linux machine on my home network. So all this is legal. You can see all the ports. I just gave nmap and the IP address, so you can see all the ports coming up. So to get more detail about this, we can just use one flag, which is SV-SV. So it's used for the service detection. It will be showing what's running on each port. This is slightly taking some time. Yes. So you can clearly see each port and the particular service that is running on the port as identified by Nmap. You can see something which is common, that's port 80. Port 80 is usually used for web traffic. So it has some Apache server, and yeah, this is also a common port usually on server-based machines like FTP and port 22 is SSH and all. And even the telnet. This is also used for communication, but this is insecure and SSH is secure. Okay, next, let's get into a deeper option, which is -A. So hyphen A is basically aggressive scan. It will like run all the what do you say, the basic requirements of a penetration tester usually. So let's just run it. As I'm running it on my home network, it's not an issue, but usually on real pen tests or real targets, people wouldn't prefer hyphen A because it'll make a lot of noise. But it's really powerful because it gives all sorts of things like OS detection. It gives you services and their versions, and also it runs something called NSE scripting, which will go through ahead, and it'll also do the trace route of stuff. So yeah. So now you can like compare to the previous result, you can see like lot of results. So you can also the first thing you can read like something called FTP anon. So this is basically the scripting part that I said. NSE scripts are run. So you can see anonymous FTP login is allowed. So this is a metasploitable, which is a very old machine and very vulnerable machine. So you can see it tried to like connect it and it even like logged into the section like the machine. And yeah, you can see a lot of info. Yeah, you can also see some MySQL thing, and maybe this is also like kind of vulnerable. I think it also like found a kind of a salt part also. So maybe this is also kind of vulnerable. We'll like try exploiting this in the further videos. Okay. So as I said, hyphen A is aggressive. So we need to be like under the radar, like while doing real stuff. So pen testers will often use stealth scan to evade the detection systems, and stealth scan looks like this. So if you're wondering how I'm getting the command so quickly, you can just press your up or down arrow on your keyboard, and you can like go to the previous command on your terminal. So we'll just go with hyphen SS. So this is a stealth scan. So yeah, it's asking for permissions. So permissions as in sudo super user do. So we just give that sudo, and yeah. So this is uh, what you say, a stealth scan. So what happens usually is Nmap is using packets to scan the network. So basically it is like sending a packet from your system to the target machine, and then the target will like send back another packet, and then uh, your Nmap will receive that packet and like verify that it is true. So that is a normal TCP scan, you can say. But in SYN scan, what it does is the first packet is sent, and when the target will like reply with some packet, our machine will not like send the third packet in to establish the TCP connection. So it's called a SYN. So the first packet is called SYN, the second packet is called SYNAC, and then the third packet should be the ACK should be sent. That is the acknowledgement that okay, I have received your message, but our machine will not send that packet to like what do you say, to evade the detection mechanism. That's how the SYN scan works. And one more useful scan would be the UDP scan. So I'm just running on default ports. I'm not specifying the ports explicitly, so it will run on the 1,000 ports. UDP scan is kind of slower because the packets will be dropping. People who know the UDP protocol can understand better. So we'll be exploring all this stuff in the further videos. So make sure to like subscribe to the channel, and also like the video so that you don't miss out on further videos and the amazing content that's coming up. You can press enter to know the status of it. Okay, it's taking a lot of time. I think I'll like run it on specific port for now because or else the scan would just like go on for eternity. So the hyphen P flag is used to like give you specific ports. Just like give some ports. Yes. So you can see one of the UDP ports, which is domain. So 53 is used for DNS. So it runs via the UDP protocol. So you can see that it is open. And the other two are closed because they don't use UDP. HTTPS mostly uses what do you say, TCP connection, because that is more reliable. The DNS uses UDP. This is just something that you should know, because rare cases you might like find services running UDP, but going behind UDP targets is kind of an altogether a different thing. So we'll not like go deep dive into that right now. We'll like go into Nmap more. So the next option would be okay. Now I just gave it one IP address. What if there are like a 20 IP addresses? So how can I do that? So in that situation, let's just like get back the ping scan one so that we can get to know our hosts that are alive. Let's just like go with another term. So yeah, Nmap. So you can give multiple hosts like this also. So you can give one by one after the other. Yeah. So you can see this was a scan result for first one, and this was a scan result for the second. So you can see two hosts are being scanned. But what if I have say 1 to like 100? So in such a situation, I can just give like 1 to 100. Let's just say 1 to 50 for our sake, or 1 to 20. Yeah, 1 to 20 also works. So right now it's scanned for 20 IP addresses at one stretch. So you can see Nmap report for, so it got one, it got three, it got four, and it got six. So the other IP addresses, so you can see that whatever was the first result, it is the same result, one, two, three, and four. One is our IP address basically. Yeah. So you can see that you can also like scan for a range of this thing by just using a hyphen and then specifying the number to end. So it begins from 1 and it ends at 20. So both are inclusive. So just keep that in mind. We can also like scan for a file of IPs. So say I just like nano IPs. .txt. Do I have my IPs? Okay. Just put, you can just put IPs with comma separated and it should work. We just put these three IPs. Let's quick scan. Comma. Yes. So you can see ips.txt is present. So the nmap option is hyphen I and capital L, and then you specify the file name. So ips.txt, and you hit enter. Fail to resolve. Okay, I think you should like give it with space separated. So we'll just give it space separated. Yes. So now it should work. Yes. So it worked. So that is, you should just have a file with space separated what IP. So it works like that. All these can be useful when you want to like automate the scanning process and stuff. Then scanning a subnet is same way as we did the ping scan, right? So in that scan, actually we used a subnet. So we scanned the whole subnet for hosts that were alive. Okay, take that command. Okay, this is a command you can see. So instead of that SN, if I just remove the SN flag, it will do a normal scan. So it will not do only a ping scan. It will do a complete scan. So yeah, this would like scan the whole subnet. It might take a while. Okay, it's fast enough because it's my local subnet. So yeah, you can see like it scanned four hosts and it also like did all the basic discovery. Yeah, that's how it works. This is good if you're like authorized to do, if you're authorized to do scans on every device, but sometimes when test you might be said that you need to only scan this particular host. In such a situation, you are not supposed to run scans on other hosts. So first you do like a discovery scan of everything, and you can tell the vendor that okay, these IPs are present, shall I like go ahead with this? And if he like gives you explicit permission, you can go ahead, or else you shouldn't do it, because you should be under the legal terms like while doing this stuff. Okay, next like get to know more what you say useful flags. So we already like saw a glimpse of this and hyphen p. So hyphen p and then the IP address. Right. So it's my metasploitable. So we just like go with metasploitable because we have more stuff to discover there. So hyphen p, and then if I specify one single port, you can give it with a space, you can give it without a space, it will work. Yeah. So you can see that it only scanned for that specific port. But there are a total of 1 to 65,535 ports. So if you want all the ports scanned, you can just put a hyphen p hyphen. So this will like scan the entire ports. Yeah, this scanned everything. So here you can see the difference. So I'll show you the difference. Can I get this? Yeah. So you can see the difference in a normal Nmap scan. It scans for top 1,000 ports. Top 1,000 ports in the sense top 1,000 popular services. So you can see it ended on 8180, but over here there are more ports. So you can see there is a special port over here, which is messaging server. Just, yes. Yeah, so you can clearly see the difference, what is happening. So you can see there is a another service over here. Maybe the service is vulnerable. So if you want to like check all the ports, just go for this and go ahead. But if you are only looking for something which is very popular service or something, you can just run a normal scan with just the IP or else. Yeah. Okay, so you could observe one thing of what I'm doing. Like I'm switching to this tab, I'm switching to this tab, I'm struggling to see the outputs and all this stuff. And what if suddenly my terminal closes? Say this thing got closed. Now what? I lost my results. So we want to save this, right? So to save that, we have a nice option. We just go to the desktop first. It's easier over here, I think. We just go nmap and then the IP and there's an option called hyphen o small o and capital N. So this will like save your file in normal mode is as much as I remember. Scan.txt. You can name it anything. You can just put it scan or you can put it anything as your wish. So yeah, you got the result here, and if you ls, yeah, so you have something called scan.txt, and if you carry it, you have the exact same result. So even if I like clear the terminal and I just want to like get back to my results, yeah. So here are the results. This is like really helpful when you want to like see. I'll give you a more practical example, which is useful. Say you scan for all the ports. So you scan for, and the order of the switches don't really matter. So I can put hyphen p hyphen before also. I can put it afterwards also. So say you scan all the ports, and so we can just name it as scan dot ports, or you can just name it as all ports or something like that, so that you can like reference to that. Yeah, so let's just name it scan dot ports. Yes. So yes, I have all my ports now. So if I want to like get to know what ports I have, so I can just put scan dot ports and say you want to like enumerate only specific port, say 80, 22, and you want to do an aggressive scan. So scan dot aggressive. Aggressive scan is really good when you have a fewer number of ports because it does everything, like every bit of almost every bit of enumeration that you possibly need regarding a port. So if you can see like the different combinations that I'm trying to create. So I'm scanning for what you say the host and then everything that is hyphen a. So you can see it also did service info detection, that is OS. It said it is Linux, and the ports you can see it did scan of 22 and 80 as we mentioned, and also it ran the scripts. So it ran the scripts and then it gave us extra info regarding whatever it could find. So that's your hyphen on like combined with all the other stuff. And also scripting engine that I said, NSE scripting engine. So you can run the basic scripts that comes with Nmap. Let's just 5.3. So hyphen hyphen script. Yes. So if you put default, there is something called default scripts. So when I ran the default script, it has like multiple scripts related to like vulnerabilities, related to version detection, related to what you say, credential brute force or something, all the basic stuff. So it does all the basic stuff and it gives you all the things. Yes. Things. You wouldn't get so much info on a real target. On a real target, you'll have very minimal info, but that's how a hacker works. You need to like pick up even the smallest info and let's like do a really practical scan of things. So usually when I scan things, I go ahead with this procedure. So usually I go for the port scan so that it's easy for me to find out what ports. Yeah. So I would like pick up very specific ports because I don't want to create a lot of noise. I don't want people to like find out that okay, this guy is scanning or there's some traffic going on. So let's like scan for like five, six ports only, which are kind of very interesting things. Okay, there's something called login and there's something called shell. So login is 513 and there's shell on 514. Let's just do aggressive scan for this. And also for host OS detection, you'll need some closed port. So we'll just put one extra port which is closed because that's how OS detection works. OS detection requires one closed port and one open port on the target machine, or else it will say like it is filtered, or if it finds filtered ports, it will not be able to give you the proper Linux version. Yeah, so one is closed that I just gave it for the OS detection thing. So yes, there's login, but it's not giving much information. You can like enumerate the service more later on. But yeah, FTP was also already like given before itself. And this is exactly how penetration testers will begin their reconnaissance usually. So uh, first, whatever I did. So first you go for the ports, you hit the ports, and then you like pick up the specific ports that are open up or that are interested to you, and then go for the aggressive scan. So this is a better option because if you just put aggressive scan on such a huge network, maybe it might have 10,000 ports. And even if it takes 1 second to scan 10,000 ports, 10,000 seconds, it'll be like hours together. So don't try that, guys, please. And also, it will break the machine. Like if you use hyphen a, it will flood the network like very heavily, and it might make the target to crash. So please don't do that. So that's a complete beginner to intermediate Nmap tutorial. If you want deeper NSE scripting and advanced option tutorials, just comment down below. And if you felt the video was helpful, do like, share, and subscribe. And remember, guys, hack, learn, secure.